What is going on? We're going to talk about when is the best time to invest, and we're going to look at some statistics on that. Hey guys, so I'm just pulling this information actually right out of our course, The 10 Pillars of Investing. It's a free course. You can just sign up for it right at goodfruitinvestors.com. So let's just dive right into this. So when is the best time to invest? Are we trying to time the market? Or let's say, we don't time the market very well and we get in at the wrong time. When is the best time to invest? And should you put a lump sum in right away, or should you dollar cost average in? Well, let's have a look at this in detail. I'm going to pull up my computer and I'm just going to pull up a quick report here. I'll leave a link to this down below. It's by Charles Schwab, Does Market Timing Work? You can read through this whole thing, but I really want to get to this. This is probably the best part of the report that I personally like. And so they looked at an ending wealth of 2001 to 2020. And what they did was they performed some series of tests, and they looked at when is the best time and the worst time to get in. And they did that in comparison to things like if I was to invest immediately. So we've got here perfect timing. If I invested immediately, if I dollar cost average, let's say I did bad timing, or I just stay straight in cash, like I just don't even decide to invest. So obviously right off the bat, we can see here staying in cash is the worst. And that's just because we're not invested. So it's pretty simple to look at that and know that staying in cash is not necessarily the best. But if we look at the bad timing, you can see here that it definitely, didn't do well. And you look at perfect timing, yeah, sure, it did great. But if you look at investing immediately and dollar cost averaging, they actually performed pretty good. Like they had a really good return. And so, it definitely beated having bad timing, because how do you know? Like, how does somebody actually know whether they're timing the market right or not? It's really difficult to be able to do that. And so, believe it or not, if you actually look at the professional investors, every single year they put out a report saying what they think their prediction would be for that following year. And many, 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 many times they get it wrong. And the reason why that is because it's so hard to be able to predict what is going to happen in the future. Is there going to be a war? Is there going to be, we just had COVID. Is there going to be another COVID situation? There's so many things that can happen that are unpredictable. And a lot of times the way that the capitalistic system is actually set up and structured is to have healthy forms of reactionary responses to that. And so that's why you've been even seeing different things going on around the interest rates. They've been raising and lowering the interest rates, and that's because they're simply trying to cool off the market. They put too much cash into it right now. That's why it's raised. When COVID was happening, they were afraid for an economical collapse, and so they lowered interest rates extremely low. They pumped money into the economy so that we wouldn't have some crazy crash. So they're just simply doing reactionary approaches that way. And so it's really hard to determine when the best time to get into the market is. Sure, there's lots of other information I could just dig into and explain to you guys about how and why they make these types of predictions, but I really don't want to get into that. I simply just wanted to cover some of the basics around how all of this worked. When should you actually invest? And so from looking at the numbers, to be honest with you, for me, I'm comfortable looking at investing immediately. I'm also very comfortable to dollar cost average in. Again, this isn't financial advice, just simply information for you to consider. And, if you are looking for financial advice, I highly recommend speaking to somebody who can personally, a financial advisor who can personally look at your particular situation and determine what's best for you. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I'm looking forward to chat with you guys in the next episode.